Hey everyone, Cash here with the first video from NBA 2K15 as we begin our My Career, and I'd like to introduce you to Trey Cash. And I will say right away, I tried to face scan myself in here probably 40 times, could not even remotely get it to work, so I have just created not even really similar to what I look, but just something semi-similar, and possibly if 2K patches it, I might be able to scan it and then put it in later in the series. But we're doing something a little different this year. Trey Cash, now white, a little bit more after myself, and we are going to be a shooting guard. Instead of the point guard, wanted to do something really different. I think a lot of people do point guards, which it is fun to do the point guard. You run the offense, but I want to do something a little different. So we are a 6'6" shooting guard, and you can see all the rest of the details there, but let's get this thing going.
With the 60th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jeremy Brown from Oklahoma City.
Nah, this guy? Man, he's terrible.
Good night, everyone, and thanks for coming.
There's my guy.
Your guy? Your guy? Your guy was told by his agent that he was going to be a late first round, maybe second round draft pick. Your guy's supposed to be in New York with the rest of those chumps. Your guy's about to blow his freaking lid because his dream of being in the NBA is still just a dream.
Hey, chill, man. I know this isn't how we wanted it to go down. Believe me. Like I told you, you're my last best hope at the agency. If you wash out, I wash out with you. But I was thinking, maybe this was the best thing that could have happened to you.
How you figure that, genius?
Better to go undrafted and have a choice than to be picked late by a stacked playoff team where your chances of making the team are about as high as my chances of dating a supermodel, which, despite my contagious charm, are pretty freaking slim.
So what's the move, man?
This just affects our timing, okay? You just gotta keep working hard and be ready. Injuries, overhyped draft picks. Sooner or later, players are gonna wash out and they are going to call you. You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Good. Remember, Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team and made fools pay for it the rest of his career. Use the draft day slight as motivation, a chip on your shoulder at the beginning of a long journey. And like every journey, this one begins with a single step. So your first step is to keep working hard, and we'll find you a home before you know it.
All right, man. I'm believing in you, bro. Make it happen. Undrafted? Basketball's been my life since day one. What am I gonna do now? This can't be the end. Is my dream really dead?
And I'm going to talk over this part a little bit. So a very different story from what we saw in last year's game. We're no longer the top pick in the draft. We are an undrafted player. We don't get drafted on draft night, so we are going to have to fight our way through some 10-day contracts. And we will see here in a little bit as we get another cutscene explaining how that all kind of works, and we'll roll into who we're going to try out for. But a very interesting way to do it. I do like the different story. They definitely had to do something different, and hopefully this one is a little bit more improved. Obviously we're going to be starting midway through the season, but we'll see how this goes.
Okay. I know you've been staying in shape, working hard on your game, waiting for your shot.
Yeah, so when's that gonna be? Because you told me not getting picked was a good thing.
It was. It was. This is America. Freedom of choice and all that good stuff. And that is why I'm here. Now is the time. Teams are able to offer 10-day contracts at this point, and I've been on the phone nonstop. There's some definite interest in you.
What's that mean? I get to pick where I want to go?
Whoa. It's not that easy, my friend. But there are several teams willing to give you a little tryout, see if it makes sense for them to sign you.
Listen, man. First of all, you're not my friend. You're my agent. And second, where's the list? Because I'm ready to play.
keep in mind that these teams have varying levels of interest. If you want the 10-day deal, you're going to have to work a lot harder to impress some of these teams than others.
Man, I don't care about that. Where's the list?
Okay, here's the list. Let me know where you want to go, and I'll make it happen.
Alright, so here we go. Here is the list, and depending on who they already have at the position, they have different interests, and then that correlates to their minimum requirement for your performance. So the Bucks, Timberwolves, Suns, right at the top, they have poor shooting guards already. Either don't have a backup or starter and backup aren't that great. The Pistons up there with Jody Meeks, the Jazz, Kings, Wizards. Then as you go down, the interest goes down and the minimum performance required goes up. So we'll go all the way down to the bottom to where you will see the bottom couple teams, Mavericks, Nets, very low interest, and you'd have to perform at an A grade. So those are a little bit too high for us. I'm kind of deciding between the Bucks and the Suns. They interest me the most. Timberwolves, not really interested in going there. Pistons, they kind of have Caldwell Pope and Meeks. So thinking Suns or Bucks. Bucks we get to play with Jabari Parker, but the Suns, their possibility to play a lot earlier and just a fun up-tempo offense. And that is the one I'm going to go with. As I haven't really explained, but Trey, we're trying to mold him into like a white version of Kobe Bryant, really a athletic, sharp shooting guard. So I think that up-tempo Suns offense will be perfect.
You handled yourself pretty well at the pre-draft workouts, but that's not quite the same thing as playing with real men in the NBA, now is it? Now listen, we don't bring guys all the way out here because we don't think they can contribute to this team. We've got a good mix of veterans and some young players here, but we could always use some fresh legs and some game. You'll be running with the 2s against the 1s. So let's see if every GM in this league was wrong for not drafting you. Because if you prove you belong, all the talent evaluators were idiots.
Oh, I belong, all right? Ain't no doubt in my mind, Coach.
Alright, so we have one single 6-minute game to impress the coaches to earn ourselves a 10-day contract. It's our first time playing here. We're going to pass it off to PJ Tucker. He's going to get it down low here eventually. Actually, we're going to pass it back to us, to Thomas, back to Trey, and then finally here we are going to pass it off to PJ, and he actually is going to shoot. Excuse me, I'm completely forgetting how this went, but we get our first assist right off the bat. So as I said, Trey, trying to kind of mold him into like a white Kobe, a better, more athletic version of Gordon Hayward. Just a really, in the simplest term, a plain old scorer, but also a little more athletic, more in the Kobe vein. That athletic, the ability to get up and slam it home, but also able to score from anywhere and carry the team on our back. So we are definitely gonna have to build ourselves up. We start very low in ratings as we pick up our first rebound here, and we did miss our first shot, but we're going to have to really work on the ratings because right now we are a sluggish, slow, I don't even know who to describe, like I keep going with the white version, but the white version of like Boris Diaw, only because I saw a story about him having to lose weight for the Spurs. But we are just really slow and sluggish, and you see there the shot is horrible as that one. I don't even know if that hit the box on the backboard, but here we're going to play some not good defense as we are forced to guard Eric Bledsoe for this entire game quarter thing here, and he is a hard mismatch to keep track of because he is small and quick, but we pick up a block here as well, so we're filling the stat sheet. We still need to score though, and with just a few seconds left in the game, we are still without points, and we just give up another layup to Bledsoe. But here looking for some points, the final seconds, and we are going to let the 3 fly, and we nail the last second shot, tie the game, so we finish with a tie, but we pick up the 3 to get on the scoreboard.
Where you headed?
Oh, the locker room. Shower up.
Good. I just hope none of that game you just showcased washes off.
What? Man, this stuff don't wash off. It's part of who I am. It's in my DNA, yo.
Easy. Your jersey ain't in the rafters yet.
Yeah, but
you lit it up out there. And everyone in this gym, including the GM and the head man, saw it.
all right, so what's that supposed to mean?
It means if there's any way to get you here, we're gonna do it. Now get out of here. We'll be in touch.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
No, I didn't think we did that well, but apparently we did pretty well. So, all right, so we're going to hear from our agent now if we got that contract offer.
Move, man. What are you doing?
We got our foot in the door. The Suns have offered you a 10-day deal.
Why not a year?
Because you're an undrafted, unproven commodity. But they saw enough to take a flyer on you. So you have exactly 10 days, 240 freaking hours to show that you belong. You perform, you got a shot at a guaranteed deal for the rest of the season. We both live to breathe another day. You don't, you got a shot at being last in a long line of might-have-beens. And I'm probably out on the street, too. Living in this rat hole.
Hold up, rat hole? This is all I can afford, because you didn't get me drafted.
Let's call it a charming fixer-upper. Now pack your bags. We're going to the show.
Yeah, boy. I'm going to the league. I got my foot in the door, and I'm gonna kick this sucker down, man.
You better. I don't want to ruin any more suits sitting on these vermin-infested couches of yours.
Man, this is my house he talking about. Finally, I'm in the league.
You did well in the workout and in the scrimmage.
He's a baller. You give him a legit shot, and he's gonna make the most of it. I mean, when it comes down to crunch time, there's no one...
This agent is a real spaz. Why couldn't they make him a little bit less of a tool?
10 days, my man. We'll see if he can swim with the big fish. If he does, he might have a shot to be signed for the rest of the year. He might even find himself a spot in the rotation. If not, son, he's back on the streets. You ready?
I'm ready, willing, and able, sir. You'll see.
Good. Get out of here. You too.